Hello and welcome to this special video of useful techie things to have on your boat.
Yes, these are all just little things that we've found along the way that we thought you might be interested in and don't really need a whole technical video on their own, so we thought we'd put them all together.
Yes, I make one video of 5 useful things, starting with a boat hook.
Okay, well I've been looking forward to showing you this. This is our new boat hook. It's the Hook Moor boat hook. It's nice and light, it's very strong. I've just got fed up with buying rubbish boat hooks from Chandler's that just break. I've been through countless numbers of these sorts of things, and then when you want to use them, this one you have to swivel to get out. It gets stuck, and then sometimes you can't bring it out when you need it, and all sorts of things like that. Yeah, they're just a waste of money. But sometimes you go to a Chandler's and you can't find something that's really good, which is why I like the SVB stuff, is that you can go through that catalogue and pick exactly what you want. They have all the range of the really good stuff. So that's where we got this one. You might have seen that in one of our episodes, but we didn't show it in that, so I'm going to show it a little bit more here. See how long it is. This, it comes in different lengths. This one's 3.2 meters, which is long enough for us, and it's sturdy and strong to that length. Easy to put in and out. It's not going to get stuck. I know people that have these and they say, yeah, just occasional rinse with fresh water and maybe a bit of silicone on it from time to time on these bits just to help them out, but it works really well. But it's got its party trick of being able to loop a rope through an eye. So you can do that for mooring, you can do it when you're picking up a buoy. Let's do that once more slowly. Just comes up against it, it pulls, gets it round, pulls it back because it keeps the rope in its little loop here, so you can pull it all the way through and you have it round whatever you need it. So it's a really cool party trick of threading a rope through an eye at a distance. Really useful because sometimes, you know, it's difficult to get hold of those things, especially buoys if it's a bit windy, swelly, that sort of stuff. You can keep it away from the boat with this because you've got the reach, get it through, get it back to the boat. So we're going to do that on the island just up here. Okay, so we've got the line in there, ready to go. So once that's through the eye in the buoy, I'm just going to take it around front and into this one, so it's there as a little bit of a bridle. I would normally use this one if we're there overnight, the big thick one, but I can put that one on at my leisure afterwards. So I mean, we're just here for the day. This one will be fine for what we're doing today. The other thing with it is I'm not going to stand up on the bow and try and do this because you're a long way away from the helmsman. Judy's not really going to be able to hear me, see where the buoy is very well from there. So it's much better to walk down the side of the deck and do it either alongside the cockpit. We've got our sunshades out, so I won't do that, but basically I'm going to walk down to just ahead of this stanchion. If I was going beyond it, obviously I'd take the rope outside it, but I'll do it from here. I can pick up the buoy, much easier for Judy to see. We'll just come up on the leeward side of the buoy. I don't want to be getting blown against it and it dragged under. It's not much wind today anyway. So yeah, I can pick it up easily here, and then I can just walk it forward. Judy just keeps the boat in place while I walk it forward, bring it round and tie it off. So yeah, we're coming up. Let's see how it works. It's sunk, it's under the water.
Our next useful thing, or things, and that's a clue, is for the rare occasions when we go into docks.
Yes, as a cruiser, you never know what you're going to get when you go into a dock. Sometimes there can be a lot of surge, and you need a system that's quite versatile because you don't know what sort of lines you're going to use and how much stretch you might need to deal with that surge. We'll show you what we mean in this video. So for the times we find ourselves in a less than perfect mooring, we've tended to use these. It's what we've had on board, a rubber compensator they call them. Basically it's a Bungy. This is the biggest one, the size 4, because we've got a big heavy boat. They're better than the springs, I think, because at least they don't rust. The springs scratch things up when you try and store them as well, but these aren't easy to store. They're a pain. They get in the way of trying to coil the rope, and they're difficult to move along when you want to as well. So yeah, they've got that sort of downside, but you can see how they work by, as they stretch, the rope is coiled around, so it's going to get straighter. Probably won't get completely straight, but almost. But what it's doing is it's strangling this piece of rubber. So if you're somewhere with a lot of surge, it'll destroy it relatively quickly. And it takes a surprisingly small amount of load. I mean, it's 500 kilograms, so that's half a metric ton, just over half a short ton if you're American, to stretch this, you know, all the way out, even the biggest one. So we're looking around for other things, and actually on the figures, on the tests that people have done, these things, which look very small, Bungy, and you wouldn't think would take that sort of load, come out much better because you put several of them on. So I'm going to put some on, we'll have a look at them, so show how easy they are to put on and how much stretch they take, and the figures for these will surprise you. So to fit these, very easy, just make a bit of a loop in the rope, push it up through the bottom, so you've got a big enough hole that you can put this through where the loop is going to be, and pull it back down, and that's going to give you some stretch in the rope then. And you can use, well, they say sort of 4 or 5 of these if you're somewhere with a lot of surge. Let's put another one on, show another one. Just a little bit of a loop like that, push it through so you can get that in, pull it back down again. So now I've got 2 on there, and we can just add to those. So I'll put a few more on and we'll then give it a bit of a stretch. I'm going to go and just put this around the cleat down here so that we can stretch it out on the winch here and see what happens. A couple of loops around. Now, I said the figures might surprise you. The other one was half ton. This one is over 2 tons. It'll take to straighten the rope completely, and the rope will go completely straight, and then the rope's taking all the strain, and these won't break. So they've tested these, they do it a lot with the surge, so you keep going through them. Obviously they're not going to last forever, but they're not going to break anywhere near as quickly. It can take that sort of load because it's not getting to the point where it's deforming it beyond where it needs to go. So I'll get my winch handle, let's winch this up a little bit. You can see all that stretch that I'm getting in. And they've got to the point now where the line is almost straight. I probably can't get it completely straight with this, but yeah, they'll deform all the way around. You can put more on if you want to have more actual length of stretch. If you're doubling a line back, put them on both sides. But yeah, you can just use, I mean, normally I'll be using 1 or 2 of these or something. Well, I think I want a little bit of stretch just to help the line out. If you're somewhere really bad, then yeah, put lots of them on. But I think this is really good, a really good system. Easy to put on, easy to take off. I will take one off just to show you. So as I release this, they just come straight back into the shape that they should be. And then take them out, just lift that up and take them off. Dead easy. I think these are great.
Now this episode is getting a little bit boat techie, so the sponsor of this episode, LiberLive, has decided to put Steve under a bit of pressure and ask him to do something he's never done before.
Yes, they've sent us this. They describe it as a musical tech instrument. Now I can't sing, I can't read music, I can't play an instrument, so this might be fun. So let's get it out of the box. It's very light, it's very small, folds up. So great if you're on a boat like us or in a camper van. Just has a little button on here to turn it on, and then straight away you're into playing a guitar. You can pick chords on there. It just emulates an acoustic guitar like that, and then if I do this, I can add some drums. There's a drum machine. Quite versatile. Sadly, this machine cannot improve my singing, but there is an app you can download, so I'll put that down, put it up on screen. You can see I can pick an easy song here and be singing within seconds, even if you've got no musical background like me. So on a beautiful day like this, I can sit in a quiet anchorage and tap into my inner Paul McCartney. Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly. That's quite enough of that. Now all we need are some visitors on board who are actual musicians. Now back to the boat work.
Well, I think you did really well on what, a couple of hours practice?
Yeah, look, it's quite easy to use, but I'm not going to inflict any of that on you ever again. So we move on quickly to the next one, which is about developing another skill. And I've got a bit of kit that's helped me with that. Okay, so this one is all about fishing and some new techniques that we're using fishing this season. I haven't had all that much success if you've been watching in the past with fishing, but it's got a lot better, and that's not down to me, it's not down to my skills, it's down to having better gear, I can tell you that. I've got a really good rod, but it's not rods I'm going to talk about today. Rods, I mean, they're expensive, great to have, great sport sort of for doing that, but actually trolling on the back of a boat, I think this is a better solution in many, many ways. We've been using this for a little while now. Showed it in one of our previous episodes. It's great because it's basically sat here the whole time. So you don't have a rod to store somewhere. It can just be there ready to go. So, you know, I tend to use it more because of that. It's heavy duty, properly heavy duty. I mean, the good things about these is the reel can be really big in a way that it can't be even on a sort of a good reel like that. I mean, that reel has got the monofilament, but then it's got braid beyond that. It has to be spliced onto braid so that you can get enough line on a reel like that. This, I mean, you can make it big and you can make the friction really good as well. So it's got a friction ring on here. So the reason I'm showing this now is that Fish Helm, when they saw the last video, said, oh, we've actually got a new improved version, this one here. Not that I thought there was anything wrong with the old one, to be honest, but I mean, you can hear as well as see the quality of this. I mean, that's a really great ratchet. So they've improved the friction system on it. So I'm going to swap that one out for this one and show that in the fishing special exactly how this works and how well it does bring things in. I mean, that fish that we brought in, the tuna that Judy brought in, she didn't even know it was on there. So they are easy to reel in. It's good from that point of view with it, just this endless loop that you're just pulling in hand over hand.
Wow, I thought I was just pulling it in. I mean, as in not with a fish on it. And then, wow, here we are. Ah! Oh my God. Okay, right, we better catch this first. And
another alternative that we'll show very quickly as well, we'll have this in the fishing special, it's a good one of these, the yo-yos. I mean, I've used these cheap ones before, but they're just not easy to handle, not very strong line. You've got to rig up some sort of bungee on them so that they have got something in them. So the fish, when you get a fish, when it's a big fish, it just doesn't snap something, pull something off. So the Fish Helm comes with a really good bungee. You don't want too much stretch in it. I think people make the mistake of having too much stretch. This is quite strong, but you can just loop this through itself and then onto something. I'll probably have it up near the cockpit because you need to keep an eye on these things. That's the difference. It's not like the reels or a rod where you've got the clicker that goes through and you can go and attend to it, and it's sort of okay anyway because it's paying out the line. This, none of that's happening, so you've got to get to it quick. So yeah, I'll have that up there. You'll know if something's on. You can just let all this line out, and then it's just nice, easy to handle this. I can just wrap it around and pull it in. Wear gloves, but put it in on this. I think this would be great. And of course, good thing to have for a present for someone, especially someone that's maybe sailing on other people's boats, because you can just take it with you and use it anywhere. So I think for the first time, fishing with a yo-yo has become something that for fairly big fish you can still do. So yeah, I think that's a really good buy.
The next item is for modern boating, where, like us, you may use an iPad or an iPhone for navigating.
Yeah, we do have a chart plotter, but to be honest, it's sort of backup for us. We prefer to have the versatility of using an iPad, but the key with that is that it needs to be able to talk to the boat's instruments.
So you need a hub.
You do, and I've just fitted one. It's in here. If I just open it up, it's the PredictWind Data Hub Pro. This one's compatible with Starlink, so I've got it hooked up to our Starlink via Wi-Fi. You can do it by Ethernet as well, but this works really well. It's also, as you can see, keyed into the NMEA system here, so it's getting all the boat's data, it's doing polars, all that sort of stuff. It's got its own very high quality very accurate GPS puck that's plugged into it too, so it's getting everything from there. So why is this good? Well, I like it mostly because it means it's putting all that boat information on a Wi-Fi network that you can then access on your iPad, your phone, whatever you like, on a tablet. Similar in a way that to the Orca Core. So, you know, really I didn't need it so much because I'm getting that functionality from the Orca Core. But the Orca Core will give things like AAS to its own app. So the Orca app, when you open that up, will have all the AAS targets on it, but it won't do it to other things like navionics. This will. So it's getting all that information that you can put into anything you want. We'll have a look at that in a minute. So that's really good. I mean, the other thing about it is, clues in the name, it's a data hub. It's fast data hub, so it'll take you know, everything from the Starlink through it really quickly. It provide a good source for anything that you want. If you've got your computer open, you're doing things with that. It's providing a really good hub to get that through, and extra security and all sorts of other bits and pieces. So yeah, let's go up and have a look. I'll show you on the chart what it's doing. So as you can see, we're sailing along quite nicely. There's a boat just coming past, and if I put the AAS up, you'll see that it's showing on navionics, which is something that I didn't have before. So that's a really good thing to have. It's got all the information that you'd want. So if I put it full screen, you can see it better, and I can press on that so I can get the name, gives all the information, usual stuff that you'd have on AAS. Is doing 6.4 knots in the other direction. So yeah, it shows up all the targets. It's got over the horizon AAS as well, so it'll take that because it's online, so that's really good. Okay, let's turn this back around. I'm going to show you, if I zoom in, something else it's doing. You see the little lines there? That's actually it tracking the depths as it goes. In fact, you'll see it a lot easier if I put the satellite image up. You see the white line is drawn, so you can see it's going into the anchorage, boxy anchorage yesterday, come back out again. So it's just going through and getting those depths and obviously putting it online, so for everyone else they've got that more accurate chart. That's the really good thing about the sonar charts on the navionics, why they're so accurate. Other things it's got, let's go through. It has got an anchor app here, Anchor Alert. I haven't used it much, to be honest, but it should be very accurate because you know, it's got the accurate GPS. Actually, when you put it in, it says, you know, how far is your GPS puck from your roller. It wants to know exactly where things are. So yeah, that should be pretty good. I'll have a bit of a play with that, and let's just have a look. I'll show you on the Wi-Fi here. So this is what it comes up with. Predict wind hub, and it just has some random number. So I'm on it at the moment. Let's actually do a speed test, shall we? Let's go on here. Speed test, and let's see, because yeah, they keep saying how fast this thing is. So we'll have a little check here. So yeah, straight in at 70, 80 megabits per second. I have done speed tests on this before, and sometimes it gets 200 megabits per second. It's very good. But to be honest, I mean, Starlink's very good anyway. I split our Starlink, so it's got the 2.4 megahertz one and the 5 megahertz one separately, and the 5 is very, very fast. It's not so good range sometimes, but very fast. But yes, what's this one going to come up with once it's done its upload? Obviously, upload is always a bit slower. And it's come up with 71 download, 11 upload. Well, that's plenty. I mean, it's always gives you enough to stream the stuff you want to stream, which is basically what you want to do, and everything else is less than that. So yeah, I think it's a good thing to have. Certainly, if you've got no other way of getting information to iPads and phones and stuff on board, this is an excellent way to do it. So yeah, I finished off tidying it up, the fitting then, and one of the things, the last thing that happens is you send Predict Wind a link and they will make up a page for you, which means that you'll have this map which you can link to anywhere. We've got it on our Patreon site, haven't we?
We have, so you can see exactly where we are there when you go onto the site, and if you're in the area, do pop over for a coffee.
Yes, definitely do that. The other thing that Predict Wind have got coming up, I know, is a really cool man overboard feature that's going to be added to the Predict Wind hub, I think. So keep an eye on that. Obviously, all the links will be in the description.
Now, our last item is not big. It's not like a hub or anything like that, but it does help keep everything working.
I just want to do a quick one here about charging. It's really about USBs and how to get good charging for things like tablets, because we use them quite a lot obviously now on boats, phones as well, all charging through USB. Now I sort of covered this before slightly in the Bluetti thing, and there was loads of comments, people not understanding the difference between a normal USB and a USB-C, and the massive difference it makes certainly on a boat, and that's because the standard USB is just working at 5 volts all the time. That means a tiny bit of corrosion, which it's going to get in the sort of environment, will mean that little bit of resistance will push that down and things won't charge properly. Your phone will either not charge or say it's not charging properly. iPhones quite often say it's not a standard charger because it's not seeing the right voltage. All sorts of weird stuff happens. So you're much better off charging with one of these, a USB-C, and they negotiate the voltage. So they normally operate at 5 volts, but if whatever you're charging can accept 10, it'll do that, then 15, then 20. The Bluetti that I showed before has got a massively high output, 140 watts that can charge at. That's massive. That'll charge an iPad in about 20 minutes. I mean, it's really, really good. But yes, we all have problems with these. So the thing that I want to put forward for this video as something that's really good for your boat is a good USB that you can fit to the boat. So if I show you what I'm doing here, I'm just taking this out. This is something I fitted 5 or 6 years ago. It's got standard USBs. Now these are things that I've just bought off of Amazon. And I've replaced this one a few years back with one that has some USB-Cs in, because that's much better. But even better than that, don't buy the ones off Amazon. They are cheap, they're great, and you can sort of change them over. But you'll be better off with, actually in this circumstance, something that you'll get that's meant for this sort of purpose, something that seals really well. It's going to last a lot longer that way, and something that actually will deliver a higher power than these ones will, because it's designed to do that. So this is something I got from SVB. It's meant for the job. It's a bit more expensive, but well worth it. So I'm going to put this in and we'll test it and see how this performs up against the others. So here we go. I've got this one now wired in. This is the new one. If we plug it in, and I've got my little tester. This is something you can just buy off Amazon, and it will show you what power is going through it. So if I plug that in, difficult to see on here, but I'll read out what it says. It says it's providing 12 volts at the moment, 14 watts, 17 watts. I think it's probably going to settle at about there. So yeah, 17 watts, between 16 and 17 watts at 12 volts. So that's what it's supplying. I've got this power brick that I'm just charging here. It can accept a reasonable charge. So that's what that can do. So let's take it out of there and plug it into the old system and see what the Amazon one could do. So it starts off 5 volts, 2 watts, 3 watts, 4 watts, 5 watts, 7 watts. It's not getting there. See, it's not getting off of 5 volts. So I'm getting 9 watts now, but at 4.9 volts, it won't get to 5 volts. So that's what you're stuck with if you've got something like this. This is going to be a lot better. It's going to charge faster. It's going to last longer because it's got a seal. Worth buying, a decent one. So yeah, I'll put a link into the SVB catalogue. They do them on there.
So I hope you found some of these things useful, and if you have and you want more information, there are links in the description.
Yeah, and do go to the comments as well. Write up anything that you've found interesting, the things that are good for a boat. If you've tried any of the things that we're showing here, your views on it. It's always good to go through the comments and see what everyone thinks. And
some of our best ideas have actually come from your comments.
They have.
So thank you very much for watching.